Okay, Suzuki Science. I am here in the zoo room. I'm doing my first live stream. I've never done one before, and I'm hoping the mic's working. I'm hoping I'm visible. I don't know if there's a chat. I'm going to go to this chat and see, because if there's anyone here, then maybe you can say something so that I know that there's someone here. Is anyone with me? And I'll just wait for a response, and I'll see if anybody is with me. All right. It says 9. Yes, the mic is working. Hey, hello. All right, present. All right, excellent. So I am doing my first live stream, as I just said a moment ago. It looks like I'm on repeat, and I'm not going to do this for very long. I have a actual mobile camera that I can move around and do a few more things with the animals and actually feed them and show you how they interact in their cage. Currently, because it is my first time, I'm on my desktop, and YouTube only, based on their agreement, unless you have 1,000 subscribers, you can only go through your desk cam or streaming software. So welcome to the zoo room. We built this house, and when I built this house about a couple of years after that, we took a part of our basement. Hey. Next time I'll have one of my sons on the chat so that they can tell me what's happening there, but keep on talking, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I am in this room that we built. So we built it from scratch. It's a big open, it's a bungalow, so it's a big open space, and we put the drawings. A couple of the animals specifically. We're going to look at the chameleons today, but over here that you're looking at currently, those are 2 chameleon tanks. As I swing over here, we have Hydra in her tank. So it's a ball python. Up top, we have an amoeba. There we go, amoeba. We have a vinegaroon, a couple of tarantulas. One I'll handle, one I won't because I'm kind of scared. We have a turtle tank. Oops, can't forget Pebbles. Pebbles is hiding away in her little home underneath that pot there, but she's a tortoise. She might come out. We'll play with her a little bit later. Not today. We have the turtle tank with Bubbles and Tsunami. We have a shrimp tank with some certain kind of crabs, and there's crayfish in there, and I don't think there's any shrimp left in there, but there's also a really cool gecko. We have a small frog tank. We have a frilled lizard. In this tank right there, there's a frilled lizard in here. You can't see him right at the moment. We have a chameleon in this tank, a baby chameleon. And we have a basilisk in here. Down below, we have Milkshake. You'll recognize her from school. We have a albino axolotl in here. Thor's hiding away underneath the substrate. And of course, the 2 chameleons. So today, I'm going to pull out the 2 chameleons. And what the plan is with these Wild Wednesdays is I'm going to ask you to give me some advice as to what you like to see the animals do. For now, today, I thought I'd just introduce you to our chameleons. We have 3 chameleons in our zoo room, and we have these chameleons here. We're hoping to breed them, and it's getting to that time of year when we're going to be able to breed them. So to breed chameleons, it's pretty easy, but once they finally breed, and they lay the eggs actually sit for 6 months. It's a long time. So I'm going to introduce you first to Lash. So Lash is a panther chameleon. Let's see if you guys can see me. Let me come a little closer. So I'll crawl over here. Lash, and most chameleons like climbing up. So you just kind of stick your hand up, and if it gets her moving upwards, she likes that. Right. Here's Lash. And the thing about chameleons, they are arboreal. That's a word for us today, our word of the day. Arboreal means that they like to live in trees. And they do a really good job of not falling. They have this really interesting body. And one of the interesting features is their tail. So they're able to support their weight from their tail. And until they have sure grips on whatever they're walking on, they typically will not release their tail from whatever they're holding on to. So this is Lash. So Lash is about 1.5 years old. We bought both these lizards, these chameleons, when they're babies. So They're about the size of my thumb when we bought them, and we've been feeding them crickets. Severe, like Avisha, Agam. That's so cool. I really want a chameleon. Chameleons are very cool animals. But you have to be careful. A lot of people, when they buy chameleons, they tend to buy veiled chameleons. Veiled chameleons are the ones with this kind of, you see it in a lot of dinosaur movies, it's a fin on their head. And they're really stressed out chameleons. You basically have to look at them the wrong way, and they'll stress out and they get really sick. Panther chameleons, they're a little harder to find, they're a little bit more expensive, but they're much hardier and they like people. So they won't stress out. And depending on the time of day, how hungry she is, how tired she is, she will come out and she'll be quite friendly. So in the next wild ones, they make them change color. So there's several ways to cause a chameleon to change color. And one of the ways you cause a chameleon to change color is you scare them. So we're not going to do that. The other way is when she goes to sleep. She'll go dark. She'll go basically black when she's sleeping. And other times when she's about to feed. So female chameleons, I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to take out the male chameleon. I'm going to take out Twig. So I'm going to hold on to Lash here. I'm going to put her on my computer in front of my camera. So let her walk around a bit. Oh, she's gone. Okay, I'm going to get Lash out. I'm going to get Twig out now. So I don't know if you guys can see me, kind of in the camera's view here. Yeah, Twig. Twig I'm just going to pull off because I'm less. So you can see the difference here. So as I look at the two chameleons, you can clearly see the difference between your male chameleon and your female chameleon. Right? The males are the ones with the color. Females tend to have less color. They tend to be pink. So an interesting story. When we bought our two chameleons here, we bought one from a store in Scarborough, where I was raised and born and all that kind of stuff. We bought a male chameleon. And we definitely wanted a male chameleon when we started because we wanted to see the colors. Most people, when they get chameleons, they like the color changing, like Ranjot just said. I want to see the chameleon change color. And so we wanted a male chameleon just like everybody else does. And then we decided that, you know what? Let's increase our number of chameleons we have. Let's get a second one. So I went to a person on Kijiji, and it was like one of those illicit deals that you do in a parking lot. And went in front of this. It was at Yonge and someplace in Toronto. So let's say Yonge and Shepherd's, around that area. Went to this mall and went in front of this grocery store, Sobeys or Fortino's, and we met with this man who was breeding chameleons, and he had all these babies, and he pulled it out, and we took a look, and we're like, oh wow, this is really nice. So we bought another male chameleon. And then one of the things we found out as we're raising Lash here is that Lash wasn't changing color the same way that we expect a male chameleon. And look at the head. Can you see the head of Twig here? See, he's got that very well-defined head. Okay, and if you look at Lash here, you'll see that her head is not nearly as well-defined. The coloration's different. The body type's slightly different, and there's also this interesting little growth down here that deals with reproduction. But you can't see the general structures, but there's a growth, and so the body shape's slightly different down here. And so one of the things that we soon learned was that the male that we bought from the All Reptiles in Scarborough was actually a female. And we're like, what? What's going on? And so we ended up being happy because we were looking for a female that could mate with our male and we could produce babies. That was going to be Darian's, my youngest. It was going to be his job. He was going to breed chameleons and then do the whole thing. Anyway, so here you can see the difference between your male and female chameleons. And next time what I'll do is I'll have the mobile camera, and so we can watch them feed. So a lot of you, even though we're not going to get them to change color at the moment, we will get him to feed, and you'll be able to see the tongue, because the tongue it's not the length of their body. And you're probably looking, wait, he's putting his hands all over her face. But that's what they do. When chameleons walk around, they will climb on top of each other, and they don't hurt each other. So even though it might look uncomfortable and you might want to put human characteristics to the fact that someone's putting their claws in your face, it's very natural for them to do this. Okay. The other thing you'll notice about Twig here is that he's thinner. He's a thinner chameleon than Lash is. Lash is round, and that means she has more body mass. It's easier for her to lay eggs. Right. Look to see if you guys are asking any questions. What purpose would the difference in head shape and older ridges be for? Okay, that's a good question. So the male chameleons are pretty aggressive with the other male chameleons. You don't put male chameleons together. You can put female chameleons together sometimes. It depends on their temperament. And the males, it's part of their structure that they use to kind of butt each other. They kind of hit each other and they knock each other out of the way. So I don't know exactly if that is an evolutionary structure to help with the butting. They're not like wild sheep. The other thing that's very interesting is chameleons will not drink from a bottle of water. So when you have chameleons, you have to have a drip. And you can't really see the tank. I'll show you in just a moment. But they'll drink water as it drips down in a waterfall or off a leaf. But they will not drink it from a bowl. And the other thing that they'll do is they'll let the water condense on their head. So certain species of chameleons, the water will condense on their head. It will drip past the front of their head into their mouth. And then they'll drink. Okay, so I'm going to put one of them back. I'm going to put the other one back. And I'm going to grab the baby. Okay. There we go. So let's grab the baby. So let's move the camera over to the other side here. So today was just kind of a show and tell of the chameleon. So this one here, her name is Spectra. And Spectra is afraid of everything. She's almost like a male chameleon in her personality. So if I had the camera, as I came over here, what she actually do, she actually changed color almost immediately. She lightened up. So female chameleons do not have the same greens and browns and reds as the males, but they can change color. And so as soon as I came over here, she's like, I gotta go, I gotta escape, gotta run away. And so she's a little one. So she's also a female as well. So the idea is that at some point when that time of year happens, she's too small. She can't have babies. If she were to get impregnated, she is so small that if she tried to lay eggs, it might get bound up inside her body and they might get stuck, and then that might actually kill her. So it's important that we keep her away from any males and any chance of getting babies inside her body. Let's see, another question. How long can chameleons get? It depends on the species. So chameleons, there's all sorts of them. This poster here, let's get this poster out. So I don't know whether you guys can see that, but this is a poster of chameleons. So these are all different species of chameleons. What's interesting for many people who buy